Good morning, happy Earth Day, and National Jelly Bean Day. My favorite jelly bean flavor is the pear.
Alright, happy Friday. A couple weeks ago I did a Snap story about volume and I forgot to save it, so I'm going to redo that one here for you real quick. So basically volume just refers to the amount of stuff that you have to do to see results. So the amount of work that you need, it's all relative to what ability you're at right now. Now volume can be as specific as actual reps and sets, or what I'm going to talk about is just volume of different types of workouts that you do in a week. So you got 7 days in a week. There's lots of stuff you can do: weight training, spin, yoga. Where should you spend most of your time to get the best results, or based on your goals? This is essentially a lesson in time management. So where you should spend the most of your time to get the most bang for your buck, given the amount of time that you have to work out in a week. Now this is strictly based on having a goal of muscle gain or fat loss. If you have another goal aside from that, or something more important, this doesn't really apply as much. So I put workouts into 4 categories. You have resistance training, you have your Metcon or metabolic conditioning, you have your strictly cardio, and then you have your restorative. Weight training is typically more 10 reps or less with a little bit of break between. It's more strength. Metcon is more circuit training like Barry's Boot Camp. Strictly cardio or things like spin, running, or treadmill classes. And last you have restorative stuff, which is basically yoga or stretching, stuff like that. First thing you should know is that weight training or resistance training is the foundation. It's the foundation for everything you do. So if you do one thing, do that. So to get the most bang for your buck benefits on weight training, you should be weight training at least 3 days a week. So if you work out 1 to 3 days a week, do weight training. If you were to add a 4th day in a week of working out, that's where you put Metcon or metabolic conditioning, circuit training, Barry's Boot Camp, CrossFit, that kind of thing. However, if you really want to emphasize strength and muscle building, I would continue weight training for that 4th day. If you add a 5th day in the week of training, that 5th day should be metabolic conditioning or some type of circuit training. Now day 6 is sort of your choice. So if you really want to further your fat loss, I do recommend some cardio on that day. So you got your spin, your low intensity cardio, that type of thing. But if you're a little beat up from the week, if you feel like you need it, or if you like it and enjoy it, day 6 could be your restorative day. And of course in that scenario, then day 7 would be your rest day. Then if you choose to work out 7 days in a week, then that 7th day should be somewhat restorative in nature. So days 4, 5, and 6 has a little bit of a gray area to it. Depending on your goals, you might emphasize or gravitate towards one or the other. So now once you've laid out your plan and how much you're going to do of each, just make sure you have 1 day break between each one. So no 2 of the same workouts back to back. The reason why I'm going over this is because most people, when they decide that they want to start adding days or adding volume, they start from the top. They start adding restorative and they start adding more cardio, and that's not what you need. So the biggest problem I see is that people just don't do enough. They don't do enough volume. But the second biggest problem is once they start adding volume, they're adding the wrong thing. So hopefully that helped. That's a real simple way just to lay out the workouts that you do in a week to make sure that you get the right amount of what. And yes, using this model, you could technically scale it up to 2 workouts in a day. So 14 workouts are possible in a week. Again, use the same principles, no 2 workouts back to back. Make sure you spread them apart and are well nutritioned and hydrated between each one. What I wouldn't do is put weight training and Metcon on the same day though. So any of the other combinations work, just not Metcon and weight training on the same day. Unless it's done basically in the same workout. And that's kind of what CrossFit does, is they do the strength stuff first and then they finish their workout with Metcon, which is okay. Now where does Pilates fit in there? That's a tricky one. For person A, it might be more of a strength workout, and to person B, it might be more of a restorative workout to them. So basically, if you're pretty weak or deconditioned to begin with, Pilates will be a strength workout for you. If you're pretty strong, it's going to be more like a restorative workout. But if you're detrained and you're using Pilates to build strength, just realize there's a very low ceiling to Pilates. You can only get so strong doing it. The analogy I make is getting a new job at $10 an hour, but realize that the max you're ever going to make at that job is $15 an hour. So eventually you got to find a new job. Just realize when you enter in the Pilates for strength category that you're entering in a very low ROI job, low return on investment. And the longer you do it, the lower the ROI is. As opposed to weight training, the longer you do it, the greater the ROI is. Cardio also has a relatively low ROI. The longer that you do it, or the same cardio, the less beneficial it is, the less effective it is for you. So hopefully that makes sense. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to be working on building sort of a workout builder matrix, depending on your goals and how much time you should spend on each. And one more note, volume is not absolute. So one person might need more volume to get results than another person. I know, life's not fair. One more thing, I know what you're thinking. You're going to say, well, this person looks like this and they do this, so therefore I should do that. And that's great for them, it works. But what you got to realize is some people are the way they are in spite of what they're doing, not because of what they're doing. But if you're not getting results, that's probably a mistake you're making. Too much spin, too much restorative, too much cardio, and not enough work. Post-workout done. Today I actually did hit arms, because you know it's Friday. That's what we do.